So here we are at Coyote Air, Coldfoot, Alaska. Been a cold, snowy few days before. We're leaving a day late, headed into the Brooks Range. Brian, Chase, and I are getting in that beaver right there. We're loaded. We're ready. About 15 minutes into a 2-hour flight.
Okay, we'll see you.
All right, Dirk. Well, here we are. Project stranded. Right, Chase?
Stranded.
She's way more open than I was expecting.
There's also way more trees than he said there was going to be.
Yeah. The river looks tiny to me. River's over there between here and the hill. This is a choline.
We're good.
He was squeezing the shit out of my leg. And that plane has started dropping. You know, when he landed, he was going sideways a few times like this. Yeah, it was kind of nervous. You ever felt so lonely?
It just sunk in.
So it's the night we landed. We're about half a mile from the camp, and we've seen 2 moose and 2 big grizzlies. There's a grizzly about a mile from camp that is a toad right over there. And then there's one about a mile and a half or so, 2 miles. It looks really good way down in the flats where you're looking there. Brian's taking pictures of the big bear. So I've been sitting here calling for about a half hour, 40 minutes. Haven't heard anything. I came up here because from here I can see where that big bear was last night. I had him at 310 yards and decided I could get 100 yards closer. It didn't work. I got around the corner, he had his fill and headed back to bed. Kind of damp up here. Tent's kind of wet. We're going to, if we don't see anything this morning, we're going to pack the raft down to the river and we're going to take off for the first time downriver. Try to get where we can build a fire. It's supposed to be 16 degrees tomorrow morning, so there's a weather change coming, clearing. So anyway, it's pretty up here. Tough walking, real spongy. Well, it's Tuesday morning, and we're just packing up camp. We were out all morning, saw 1 cow moose and that other grizzly across the creek. So we're gonna pull camp. We're gonna float down to where the grizzly is, and hopefully he's about a mile or less from the river. Looks like a good bear, but we're going to take a closer look at him. So we're packing up camp. Chase is making a breakfast It's about noon, just before noon. We finally had a nice fire and out of the wind last night. We're up out of the Arctic. We just got on the water. We're going to try to find that bear. He's 3/4 of a mile or so from the river, looks like. He's a real black grizzly, but he is a grizzly. So, anyway, we're trucking on down. Very peaceful. Today's the first day I feel human. My feet aren't cold. The wind ain't blowing too hard. It's going to be a great day. Well, we saw this bear this morning from across the river and about 2 miles upstream. So we floated down and made a stalk on him. It took a while. He was on the move. But Brian and I were able to stalk across the flats to about 145 yards from him. So, nice, mature grizz. And great country. Great hunt. Well, it's the 5th day of the hunt. Actually, the 6th day of the hunt. This is our 3rd camp. We're only 6.5 miles downriver from where we started. Try a tactic of going about 15-20 minutes, getting out on the riverbank and calling, and work our way slowly but surely down the river. We've got 30 miles to go to the takeout. We'll see you down the river. Well, here we are lashing everything down. We're getting ready. This is our 3rd day of floating. We floated 3 miles the first day, 3.5 miles the second day. We got 30 miles left of the river. Today's going to be the nicest day, 40 for a high, no chance of rain. We got lots of snow coming on Friday, day after tomorrow. But what do they know? Well, the river's getting bigger. Floating on down. It's at least as big as the Madison, if not a little bigger by now. We camped in the middle of a caribou herd last night. Camp 3 had a herd of caribou about 600 yards from camp. They disappeared. Chase. Perfect. So we're going to stop up here and have some lunch. Have a hot lunch and a cup of coffee on the beach, and walk into this timber patch and do a call. So I imagine we're going to stop right in there. I better get on. I'm going to have a hot lunch. I'm thinking spaghetti sounds really good. Well, finally on day 6 or 7 we have sunshine. Nicest day we've seen. As you can tell, I'm trying to get a little bit dry. Pulled into this big timber patch. And I think you saw we made a call or two in there, but there was just moose tracks everywhere. Fresh, old. Not just 1 or 2, but there's a herd of moose. So, we've only come, in 3 days of floating, we've only made 8 air miles. We got almost 27 air miles left to go. We've got 3 days to do it. We got to be out Saturday night. Today's Wednesday. So, but because we decided that we were going to ambush these moose here this evening. We decided that we need to camp here for sure. We can't float away from all this moose sign. It's the most moose sign we've seen. So we're going to do it. This is our humble abode. It's perfect for what we're doing. Only thing it'd be nicer if it had a wood stove. But that ain't going to happen. Okay, day 7. This is our 4th camp. Good camp. We had a bull cross the river about 11 o'clock last night. We were sitting around the fire. He crossed about 50 yards upstream. He crossed right there. Got up on this gravel bar. We were sitting by the fire right there. He was rutting the whole way. So we've got 27 air miles to make. And we've only gone 9 miles in 3 days, but we're hunting along the way, and so it's time to make some tracks down the river. Ooh, baby. That's a nice one. That's decent. Okay. That's like 2 casts, 2 fish. They're getting bigger, I think. That's a nice one. How come you don't eat them? So here we are, morning of day 8. The terrain is flattened out a lot. We've probably got 30, 34 miles of river left before the takeout. Get picked up Sunday. We got today and tomorrow. So we're gonna float down every half mile, whatever looks really good and moosey. Get out and do a half-hour calling set. Weather's been pretty dang nice since we got out of the frigid Arctic at the top. Great camps. All camps have been dry, firewood. It's been pleasant at night, so I have no complaints. We haven't floated in the rain yet. It's unusual, I'm sure. So we're headed downriver. Down out through that hole, I'm assuming. Anyway, this looked like a good spot. The boys just got done a calling set in the trees behind us. And I sat here and watched the river and downriver, which looked good to me. So, just getting back to the boat. We'll head down to the next spot. Well, what was in there, guys?
Good sequence, just nothing came in. We heard something crossing the river back there. You never crossed this stream or anything, did you?
I couldn't see down there to that point, but I could see halfway there.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely heard something in the river.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we heard it walking in the river. We thought maybe you walked up this way or something.
No, I just sat down there. Huh?
Yeah, and then we walked up there and made a couple calls. We never saw anything. Good looking.
Could have been another one of those.
A little bit wetter in there.
Tracks?
No tracks.
Okay.
Dude, I'm gonna spend this winter drinking coffee with that guy,
What guy?
the biologist.
Oh, okay.
Talking,
Good.
had meet Dirk for coffee and talk to him about what he's heard and what he's seen over the years, 20 years of flying in here. This might be the winter grounds.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be negative.
Well, we saw some good tracks yesterday. I think they're here. If there's moose around Fairbanks, there's moose here. You know? Is that map buried?
No, you want to see it?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
Camp life. We're sitting here in the rain around the fire.
Right.
Just saw a moose about a quarter mile up the river. Well, when we were floating down here. About a 40-inch maybe. Not quite legal. But cool to see one. The wind was so ferocious that we couldn't continue down the river. It just kept blowing us back up. So our camp is marginal, but we've had worse. We called for a pickup tomorrow at 2 o'clock if he can do it. Otherwise, their schedule is day after tomorrow to get picked up.
Perfect.
Just burned a hole in my coat.
3 coats, right? That amber went all the way through 3?
Stopped at the down one, which is good.
We're just talking about things that we do different. Very well insulated muck boots, I think, is a good idea. More whiskey.
Better variety of food.
Yeah, I got too much monotone, the same Gort mix, same jerky. More variety is good.
Drone.
Drone.
40-foot pole.
Wood stove would be really nice, but we're under such a weight requirement, I don't know if we ought to do that. The nights where we've had timber and big old metal fire, it's been nice. The top end of this thing with that out in the open in the wind with no firewood, and it was frigid up there. That was not fun, but we saw 6 or 7 moose from that first camp, and we've seen 3 since we've started down here. Top camp definitely better. Maybe just hard to stay up there. So today's our 9th day. We had 6 air miles to go, and man, last night it just kicked our ass. That wind. We finally had to stop and have a marginal camp, but it was still turned out all right. Anyway, down the river we're going. We're half a mile from the takeout. Looks like the weather's clearing. Got blue sky, and there's the sun. Dirk said he's weathered in Coldfoot, so he can't pick us up till tomorrow. We get out, we'll send him a door message telling him that the skies are clearing here and we can see the sun. See if it's doing the same where he's at. So, well, we made it. We're at the pickup. Although it's bright and blue and sunny here, in Coldfoot, the pilot is weathered in, so he can't make it today. So we're waiting. Gonna go down in a minute and take the rafts apart, wash the sand out of them. Got our shit hanging up, got out of our cold waders. So, got fresh moose tracks and fresh bear tracks all over. There's the grizzly hide. Nice little flat camp spot at our pickup. So we've had a great hunt. We're just sitting around talking about whether we're going to do it next year or not. What we do different. Having a little lunch. We're breaking down the rafts. Well, the plane should be here in about 40 minutes, and we're ready. We've got the boats packed up and the oars, and kind of a mountain of stuff, actually. We were talking this morning about the moose we saw. Saw 9 bulls and 1 cow. Well, we saw 2 different groups of caribou. One had 3 in it. Oh, that could be. That could be. I saw 5 grizzlies and 4 wolverines. which is cool. Actually, five wolverines, 3 wolves. Well, here we are. One day after we're supposed to get picked up, he couldn't make it because of weather yesterday. So we got up at 8 o'clock and gave him a forecast and said that the visibility was unlimited and the sky was 1,000 feet, and within 20 minutes the sky lowered to 500 feet or less and it started snowing, and we were a little worried, but it's starting to clear up now. Tents down, all our shit stacked, we're ready for the plane. He'll be here in about a half hour. So the wind's got a chill to it this morning. So we got our fingers crossed. We are ready to get out of here. Moose season ended yesterday, so there's no benefit to sticking around this place.
Sitting here on the runway waiting for the plane to come in. We think we can hear him coming. There he comes.
That's a very welcome sight. God, look at how short that was. Look how short that landing was. I mean, he touched down there 45 yards. Hey!
How's it going? Good.
Glad to see you today.
Yeah.
You-
Nothing